All I can say is, what were we thinking when we said yes to a movie with babies and dogs?
This movie has everything that you don't want to have in a movie, with babies, dogs.
I've just made out with a dog 4 times.
Our main character in the film is a 9-month-old baby that has to perform very, very particular tasks.
The babies are really the central core to this movie. Really, it's about the babies. It's their movie.
What's that?
We're looking for identical twins to play Alvy, and they had to have great character faces and big personalities. And Larry literally lay down on the floor with them and Beau and just played with them, seeing how they felt with people around them.
We had to pick babies of the right age. If we had picked babies that were a year old, and by the time the film finished shooting, they'd be walking, so they'd be walking off the set. They wouldn't be listening to us.
We definitely look at the parents' personalities because they have to be able to handle having their children on a film set for a few months. We ended up deciding to go with Ryan and Liam Faulkner. We just fell in love with their faces and their personalities.
These kids are unbelievably cute. They're incredibly expressive. They seem like little old men with expressions on babies.
The day I got the phone call at work, you know, they rang me up and said, your boys have got the job. And we're just like, I had tears in my eyes, so I got to go, I got to ring Michelle at home and let her know, you know. So she's just the same, jumping up and down, and we're both got to hang up and ring everyone.
We try and prepare the parents as best we can. We try and promise to keep the children in their routines as much as we can. They've got their own nurse dedicated to them. They have their own trailer. We go in depth about who will handle the children on set and the lighting and the times of day they're allowed to work to try and keep them in their routine as much as possible.
In the beginning, we talked about it a lot. Should we, shouldn't we? Like, we were very cautious to whether to do it or not. Knowing that their routine was going to change, what's going to happen, and etc. So we were a bit frightened.
Jane explained from the beginning that babies haven't been used to this extent in a movie. I think even being told that in the beginning has even surprised us being here how much they're being used. It's quite surprising. They are in it quite a lot. Jamie in the beginning was, I guess you'd say, very nervous. He was very nervous. It made it difficult for Jamie doing some of the scenes because even holding them, like Larry would want a certain way for them to be held and Jamie would try and hold them that way but wasn't confident. It was very funny in the beginning.
Oh, wait a minute. He's not going to fall over, is he? That's what they said right there. They said right there. Liam is more quiet and more docile. And Ryan seems to get a little bit more upset easily. Guys, you do not need the real baby for
this. Here we go, and action.
Not being around babies is totally understandable and it really fit in with the part, him being nervous and the way he was holding him and things like that.
What do you do with it? You know, it's an inanimate, it's an object. It's, whoa, you know, I gotta hug it, I gotta change it, I can't put it in the closet when I'm done. I gotta, like, take care of it, responsible. I had to spend a lot of time just sitting with them, playing with them, looking at them. I changed their diaper a couple times.
You guys know your lines? You have good agents? You guys aren't gonna give me problems, are you? Looking forward to meeting J-Lo in Hollywood?
It is the most frightening thought that everything that you schedule and everything that you think about is all in the hands of a 9-month-old baby.
When you're working with babies, they basically are going to set the tone.
They'll start crying as soon as they get tired or as soon as they're hungry.
It's hard. Everything takes twice as long. Sometimes we're ready for the baby and the baby's sleeping. Sometimes the baby's excited and awake and we want the baby to be crying. You know, sometimes the baby's just not comfortable, you know, at that moment to go to somebody else.
I like the fact that they don't have any problem about showing you if they aren't happy. So that's quite funny when there's a smiling, gargling baby and you get given it and it just bursts into tears. So you have to do a lot of behind-the-scenes wooing of these kids to make sure that they like you or they feel comfortable around you.
Everyone's at the mercy of the baby, and so it's the most interesting set to be on.
You have at least 10 to 12 adults going, Liam, Ryan, wah, 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 wah. If we could just turn the camera around and see all of these adults trying to make this baby look a certain way, have a certain look, be able to get up and crawl, hold the eye line.
They're the hardest scenes where we've got to try and get the baby looking at a specific eye line. The baby might be looking there, but he wants him looking there.
Hey, Billy, if you can take his eye line to the front. Very good, back to normal.
And to us, we're thinking, oh, what's the difference in that and that? But I guess on screen it does make a difference.
Listen to Loki, kid. Dads are overrated, and I speak from experience.
The dad has just got to completely entertain the baby, get the baby's attention. And when worse comes to worse, it always is the telephone.
Exciting.
It's so funny, from the first time that Billy, the dad, put it on, baby loves it. And everyone can't help it. Everyone's like, do, 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 like dancing around, the crew's dancing around.
They've all gotten so used to it that it's played every day up there because, you know, the boys love it.
I guess you're kind of cute, huh?
Sometimes, you know, if we're in a scene and we have to raise our voice, sometimes they'll start crying. So Jamie and I would end up mouthing, like miming the words, because we didn't want to upset the baby.
So I'd go, and then we could actually put my lines in looping.
Okay.
Wait.
Silence. Don't interrupt me when I'm chiding you.
But then there was the dog, too, which was just like having another baby, so.
The original script that I saw called for a bulldog, and then from there the decision was made to go with a Jack Russell again. And I just wanted to find a dog that could hopefully stand up to what we had done the first time. The dog in this movie, his name is Bear. Yeah. This is Bear's first gig. So there's been a lot of scenes that have been kind of tough, and I think a lot of the scenes in this film were a lot tougher than the scenes in the first film. Oh. Bear loves to hunt, and you've got cockatoos flying around and landing. There's birds all over the place.
We'll be getting a take, and he's trying to get Bear to look at him, and Bear will catch, you know, like a bird or something. He's like, leave it, Bear, leave it, Bear, Bear, leave it.
One of the first shots we had with Bear, he picks up the mask and runs off. And then the camera dollies over and picks up a car coming up the street. First take goes fine. Second take, I'm looking at him, and I see it look in his eye. I'm like, don't do it, don't do it. Drop the mask, drop the dog. He heads down the street, racing down the street. And the first idea is, stop the Mustang, he's going after the car. And I'm like, no, he's not. And by that point, he's jumping up and down in the tree. A bird is up in the tree. And thank God he came back, take 3 and take 4, he did well. That was the start of the film.
You think all dogs are born beautiful and movie ready? Well, no, they have to go through doggy beautification. And if you peek through here, you'll see that right now. They're dyeing this dog's hair. And Steve will tell you all about it.
When you see Bear right now, you see this makeup and this pattern on him, and he's actually a white dog. And we're putting that pattern on them. And it was a process of doing a lot of drawings with the director. And from there, I talked to Rose Ordeal, a professional colorist for animals. She does a fabulous job.
These dogs get better treatment than I do.
Once we get to Australia, we have a 1-month quarantine. And so we were all going around in these white overalls and kind of looked like we were dealing with nuclear substance or something.
Wild animal. You gotta wear the suit.
Jamie came in and spent a lot of time with the dog, and a lot of actors don't. It's very helpful when that happens. Let's see how he likes working with his co-star. Hey, Bear, look. See? Don't tear it up, Bear. See, that's what he feels. Leave it.
When you're doing a film, there's a lot of training, a lot of basic training that go into a dog to do any film.
Good. That's good. Lie down. Good boy. Stay. On your feet. On your feet. Good. That's good.
Whenever you get a script, you break it down, you decide the action that you have, and then from there you kind of decide the team of dogs that you need. And then from there you start to break down the scenes and add some of the unique behaviors that you have to, and that's something that you pull out of the script and you go, okay, we've got to prepare for this, we've got to get him ready for these elements that he's going to deal with.
Yeah, that's our first try together. Good.
Dogs are really well trained, but you do have to train them very specifically in advance. And then if you veer off course a little bit, you say you want the dog to put down a mask here, and suddenly you want him to put down the mask 5 feet over. It can take you 20 takes before you get the dog to get the thing over 5 feet.
I've had to have 38 takes to get the dog to put a sign in front of his doghouse and then go around and sit down in his doghouse, which is the nature of the prop and the dog and everything else in combination.
Come on, back up. The camera is coming out of his doghouse. And as the camera comes out of his doghouse, he has to come in with the sign, lean it against the front of the doghouse, go into the doghouse, spin around, lie down, put his head down, and then we have his eyes looking up as the camera starts to pull up.
Come on, back up easy. All right, get it. You're doing good. Hold it.
We really do feel Bear's done a really good job under the circumstances, because I think a lot of the shots are very tough. And the fact that it's kind of his first go, he's done quite well.
We have a more arduous situation because we have a dog that is not used to working on sets. Stand by, quiet please.
We are filming my little pup, Venus de Milo Il Due, who is better known as, in the short form as V2, as the love interest for Milo. And Venus de Milo Il Due is the granddaughter of the original Milo in the first Mask movie. I haven't seen the dog for 3 weeks because she was at acting school.
She's never done this before, but she's doing fabulous. She's really come on in the last 3 weeks. She's kind of really enjoying the training. And I think there is a little bit of a romance blossoming between these two off stage anyway, so it's going good.
Thank you. Here we go. Roll camera.
Yeah, Len, lean into her a bit, Jamie.
Let her pat and then go.
The dog got along great with Ryan and his brother. At times when they were trying to work the baby to try to get eye lines and this and that, pulling toys out and making sounds and getting looks, that was tough on Bear at times. This particular dog loves toys.
How do you feel about
Larry.
So I'm trying to control the dog. The baby's reaching over and grabbing the dog's ear and pulling on his ear.
Okay, cut.
David.
And the credits roll.
Between Bear and the baby's crying and, you know, and I'm like flubbing up a line, it was crazy.
I feel for the producers of this movie. It was tough at times, there's no doubt about it.
Keep back to number 1.
I've learned a lot about babies and dogs.
Try one more, please.
And I think everybody else on the crew has also.
It's just been fantastic. The boys have started crawling here. Liam crawled for the first time in this trailer. From our first casting where they couldn't even roll over to now standing up on furniture and crawling around. It's really amazing.
Be able to watch them 10 years from now. The boys going to school, for example, and they're going to say, oh, that's me in that movie, and they probably won't believe them. We'll show everybody.
Let's run it again.